Okay, this video is for all my friends who like cold brewed coffee or iced coffee and you're spending too much money on it at the coffee shops, or maybe they don't make it like you want. This is how you can make it yourself and keep it up on hand. It's so easy. You don't need a fancy contraption like they want to think you do. Just take a big pitcher and measure out 8 ounces of regular ground coffee. Doesn't need to be expensive coffee. It can be any kind of coffee that you have. In fact, in this case, I can't ever tell the difference between cheap coffee and good coffee. Okay, to your 8 ounces of coffee in your big pitcher, add 7 cups of cold water. All you do now is stir that up and let it sit overnight. And then the next day, you strain it out. I'll show you how to do that. So this is the second part of making your cold brew coffee. And you can see what it looks like in the pitcher after it's been soaking overnight. So the first thing you want to do is try to scoop as much of those grounds out as possible and just get your container to empty those out in. Then you can take them outside, put them in your compost heap or in your flower beds. A lot of those will fall to the bottom, so just scoop that out. Okay, what you can't scoop out, then you're going to pour through and catch in a big strainer. Then you're going to set that aside. And I like to take this and strain it one more time. So let me get things ready for that and I'll show you how I do that. Okay, I just emptied from this into my compost bucket thing. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and just pour it through this strainer back into the big pitcher. So you catch a little bit more that second time. Now I got to rinse this out. Okay, now the last step to this is just to take your strainer, set it over your container again, and now line that with just a paper coffee filter, one of those basket types, and then you're just going to pour that again through there. But this time it's going to go a little bit slower. Okay, I'm going to stop. You'll see when the coffee concentrate gets up to the edge of the filter because I don't want it to go through the strainer. This will take a little bit of time, maybe about 30 minutes or so, and then you just keep refilling that. And then once you do that, pour it up in a container. You can keep this cold brew coffee concentrate in your refrigerator for weeks. Okay, you can see how it's drained down. I've just added to it as it's drained down a little bit. At the end it gets stuck a little bit, so you can either change out the paper filter if you want, or you can just kind of scrape it a little bit and that'll remove some of that heavy sediment and then allow the rest of it to drain through. Straining it through the paper filter really is necessary to get all the fine grounds out. Alternatively, if you have one of those gold coffee filters, like from a cone filter or a basket filter that's got the gold mesh and is really fine, you can use that to strain it. I use those same 2 different things to strain yogurt for Greek yogurt too. So whatever you would use for that, you can use for this. I'm just going to let that keep going a little bit and I'll help it along in a minute. Okay, so now that you're done, you have this nice coffee concentrate made up. Just pour it up in whatever kind of container you like to keep it in the fridge. I have a carafe. Sometimes I use just like a 1 quart pitcher or jar. And measure out into your glass 1/4 to 1/2 cup, just depending on how strong you like it. Then add about 1/2 cup of milk or water. Again, if you like yours really milky, you can customize it the way that you want it. For sweetener, we like to add a vanilla bean syrup that we keep on hand. If you don't know how to make that, I'll give you the recipe for that a little bit later. Stir that together. And just fill with ice. You saved a lot of money, and now you have this on hand all the time. Enjoy it.